Hey everybody, welcome to the Daily Mastermind with Mortgage Mastermind Group. I am Paul Baxter and I am here to help you grow. Welcome everybody. Today is Monday, Open Discussion Day, and it's exactly what it sounds like. It's time for open discussions. Any questions you have, anything that you're working on, anything that you were working on last week, anything that you saw us talk about over the last couple of months that you want to talk about yourselves, feel free. Let's get those questions posted. For those that are new to the Daily Mastermind, we are always open to questions, and I try my very best to provide the most accurate answer that I possibly can. If a question is posted that I don't know the answer to, I will tell you straight up front that, hey, I don't know the answer to that, but I always follow that up with, but we can find out, because I firmly believe that any question is answerable. It's just a matter of where do you go to find the information. So if you've got a question that I can't answer, I'll let you know that we can find out. And most of the time we sit here and we'll research it until we find out the answer before we're done. There are also times that the question box gets filled up pretty quickly, and there are going to be times that we can't get to all the questions before we run out of Daily Mastermind session. So if you've got a question that you came here with, make sure you get that posted as early as possible so that we can make sure we don't miss your question. Now, that being said, my question box is empty right now, which means there's no questions in the queue for me, and that's okay. A lot of times it may take a little bit of prompting to get a question or two. So just to kind of run through some of the things that we've been working on, and I can see that there are some people here that have been here since the beginning. I apologize if this is redundant information, but we also have some brand new members. Did a sales call on Friday, and we've got some brand new members that are joining us for the first time. Some of the things we've talked about over the past, 2 months or so, we've talked about search engine optimization. We've talked about how to tap into Google and its algorithm. We literally spent an entire day breaking down the entire algorithm. Well, not the entire. I don't think there's anybody on planet Earth other than even the programmers at Google. I don't think any one programmer knows all the different algorithms and how the entire thing folds together. But what we did is we broke down about 150 of the most common triggers in the algorithm of how Google ranks stuff. Yeah. Ranks stuff. And we broke those down independently, piece by piece by piece, to give you a good understanding of what it takes to actually get search engine page rankings. That's where it's at, quite frankly. If you're looking to do, and that kind of led us into consumer direct marketing, where once you have some basic knowledge of how Google works, how that algorithm works, you can then begin to formulate content that takes advantage of your knowledge of how to get ranking. Once you've got that knowledge and then you start to put together content that takes advantage of that content, you're now creating and developing a consumer direct marketing approach. You're able to get a message in front of potential home buyers before they've gotten to a real estate agent. And we talked about that as being a very integral pillar to our business, because if we have that leverage, if we have, bona fide pre-qualified leads ready to go, they've got, they've got letters of, the whole 9 yards. We've got them ready to go. When we bring that person, a pre-qualified lead, to a real estate agent, well, we now have a different kind of leverage than what the real estate agent is used to. And that gives us that ability to open up communication with maybe a real estate agent that wasn't willing to give us time of day prior to that. But now all of a sudden we've got this additional leverage that gives us that opportunity. So we talked about those things. We talked about referral partner networking. We went in depth. Golly, over the last 3 weeks, we've been focused almost solely on referral partner networking, in that, we first talked about how to target, where are you finding the good quality real estate agents. We talked about why it's important to make sure that you're targeting agents as opposed to just randomly choosing, hey, here's a thing that has 50 real estate agent names on it. That's great. How many of are producing real estate agents? Oh, that's a whole different side to the conversation, is how which are producing, which are non-producing. It's important to differentiate that when you're pulling your list or you're creating your targets, so to speak, because what you're doing is you're looking to partner with somebody and you're going to ask them for business, and you want to partner with people that when you ask for the business, they have the ability to give it to you. And vice versa. You want to partner with somebody that when you get one of those consumer direct leads and you get them pre-qualified and you go to pass that lead onto a real estate agent, you want to know that the real estate agent is doing business and is going to take good care of that client. Very important things to do. So we talked about targeting. Then we talked about, now that you've got the target, what do you do with it? How do you first approach it? We actually sat here on the class and came up with a really cool script. As a matter of fact, I think I put that script on Facebook for everybody to go and swipe. So if you have not swiped that yet, yeah, it's in the files. It's a little script for how you talk about the realtor needs assessment or how you set that up. So we came up with the script, and that kind of leads me into the next part that we talked about. We talked about targeting. We talked about how to approach those targets, pick up the phone, what to say when you make that call to get them to want to meet with you. And then that led us into Chad's Realtor Needs Assessment. And what Chad's Realtor Needs Assessment is it's a document that, golly, probably, somebody correct me if I'm wrong here, but there's anywhere from 30 to 40 questions on this document, and it's the questions that you ask during your face-to-face meeting. And what it does is it gives you the ability to lead people or to lead that prospect down the path of recognizing you as somebody that they need to partner with in their business in order to grow their business. And so we talked about how to go through that realtor needs assessment, how to ask if it's okay if you take notes and explain why it is. All these different things that are associated with the realtor needs assessment do one thing and one thing only. That's differentiate you as somebody that is different in the industry. Let's face it, you guys know, I'm not telling you anything new here. Real estate agents probably field upwards of 5 to 10 phone calls every single day from loan officers. My goodness, there's a whole group one of my main competitors is a group, and their entire formula is to have 40 potential referral agent partners that are always on target, that you're calling on. It doesn't tell you what to say or how to approach them. It's just call them and try and get a face-to-face. Hi, I'd like to meet with you face-to-face. Hi, this is Paul over at ABC Mortgage. I'd love to buy you a cup of coffee. That's the whole modus operandi there. I mean, they talk about specific numbers and how to do. I don't really care how many calls you make. What I care about is, what are you getting out of the call? How many opportunities for a face-to-face, because that's your real number of opportunities for appointments that you get. And so I don't believe in putting a number on the number that you're going to call. I believe that you have to have a goal in mind, and if a number is what it takes to help you get to that goal, then put a freaking number on it. My goodness, by all means, put a number on it. I don't think the number makes much of a difference, but your goal certainly makes a big difference. Now, for me, I look at the end game goal. Like for me, and we did a whole class specifically on this, on breaking that information down. For me, I kind of like to reverse engineer what I'm looking to do. So if I know that my goal is to do 10 loans a month consistently, well, then I'm going to reverse engineer that 10 loans a month. So 10 loans a month, and right now I'm at 3. That means I need to do 7 more loans a month than I'm currently doing. Well, the 3 that I'm doing, I have 7, let's call it 7 referral partners that are doing 3 loans a month with me. So if I want to get to 10, well, that's triple. So I need 21 referral partners to be able to do 10 loans a month. To get to 21 referral partners, that's 14 more than I currently have. So to get that 14 over the next 30 days, 60 days, 90 days. I like to put my goals at 90 days, and that's the way I reverse engineer it. To get that 14 over the next 90 days, that basically works out to 5 new referral partners per month, just under 5 new referral partners per month. For me to get 5 new referral partners per month, I know that I've got to meet with 5 people. Because of personality-wise, I may not like them, they may not like me. I may make a decision during that meeting that this is not a good fit for me, and I may move on. But I know, on average, for me, I meet 5 people, I'm going to get 1 referral partner out of it. So if I need to get 3 per month, or 5 per month, excuse me, that means I need 1 every week, and then I need to have 1 week where I get 2. Well, in order to do that, I meet 5 and I get 1. So this week I need 1 new referral partner. Next week I need 1 new referral partner. The week after that I need 1 new referral partner. That's 5 face-to-face meetings each week in those 3 weeks. But next week I need to get 2 new referral partners, so I need 10 face-to-faces. Maybe I split it up to where I meet 7 face-to-faces 3 weeks in a row. That puts me at my 21. With 21, I've already said 5 equals 1, so that gives me 4 new referral partners. So I just need to meet 5 more the last week to get my 1 extra referral partner, right? I don't care how you break the numbers down, but reverse engineering it allows you to really take a focused look at what it is you really need to do. And then from there, you determine how many phone calls you need to make. I know that for me, if I make 10 calls, I'm going to get 1 face-to-face meeting. I just told you I need 5 face-to-faces, right? Well, if that's the case, that means I need to make 50 phone calls. That's where the number comes from. It's not some arbitrary number that some over-exaggerated person screams at the television camera or the video camera at me. That doesn't work for me. What does that 40 equal? What is my real goal? To get face-to-faces. From my face-to-faces, what is my goal there? To get a referral partner, right? The whole thing is to generate referral leads and partners. So your number is based on where your goal is. You can't set some arbitrary number until you know what your goal is. And then we talked also about when you go to set your goal, knowing why you're setting that as your goal. If I just said I wanted to do 10 loans a month, well, why? Well, extra money. Fantastic. What are you going to do with that extra money? Well, you know what? The reality is my son's going to be 16 at the end of this year, and I want to be able to buy him a cool car, and I need that extra money to make sure that I'm able to afford my son's new car and get him into a private school. That's the whole motivation. That's the why. Well, a new car and getting him into private school is only going to cost me $25,000 for the year, let's say. Well, $25,000, that's 14 loans plus 1, give or take. If I'm averaging $2,000 a loan, that's $28,000. So give or take, it's 12 loans plus 1 to get me to that. So that's and 1 extra loan per month that I need to do to achieve my why. Well, then my goal of 10 loans a month compared to my 3 that I'm doing now, that's not a realistic goal. It's over my why. And so by establishing my why, I now know how hard I need to actually work. Well, golly, I don't need to do 10 loans a month to get to that happy place. It'd be cool. But realistically, I need to do 4 loans a month. But if I really wanted to, get that car for my son, get him into that private school, and then take my wife on a killer vacation, what if I did that too? Man, how happy would my wife be if I took her on a killer vacation? That's what, 10 grand more? So 35 grand. All right, so 35 grand is what? That's what, 16 loans for the, okay, so now I'm starting to really figure out, based on what my why is, what is it that I'm looking to achieve by earning the extra money, by doing the additional loans, by growing my business? What is my goal? And I will tell you, having a defined why, knowing exactly what your why is, for me and many people that I've talked to, that's the thing that you have to have, because without it, it's very difficult. I don't know about you guys, but sometimes there are times when it's hard to get motivated to do that thing that you know you're supposed to do, that if you did it, it's going to equal this result. But man, what a pain in the butt it is to do that thing. You know, for a lot of us, it's that call reluctance. Picking up that call and making, for me, it would be 50 calls. Picking up the phone and making those 50 calls is not easy. But if I have a way to focus on my why, you know, if I let my why slip in there, and I do that by making sure that I've got I'm a big fan of the Post-it note. I'm a big fan of putting things in your line of sight, in your visual sight, that triggers that memory or triggers that emotion inside of you that makes you think about that. So what I've got is I've got a picture of my why right just barely above my monitor on my computer. And so when that little devil hops on your right shoulder and starts saying, "Oh man, you don't want to make these calls. What's it going to do? You're going to get 2 appointments out of it? Okay, big deal. And then what? You're going to go on the appointments? Big deal. Oh man, do this instead of making those calls." When that little guy, that little devil, you know, with the red horns and the tail and the fork, starts poking you in the ear and whispering, "You don't need to do these calls. Don't do these calls. Do something besides these calls. Oh, you don't like these calls." Take a look at, read your note, check out your Post-it, look at the photo of your why, and I will tell you, there is no better motivating factor than looking at what your why is, because that right there, that'll stop all that little devil. He can't deal with you thinking about your why, because when you think about your why, all of that fire and brimstone, all that vinegar comes back up in your gut, and you've got that fire again, because you're thinking about what it would mean to your wife to take her on that vacation. You're thinking about what it would mean to your son to buy him that car. You're thinking about what it would mean to be able to, you know, meet up with the family do a nice family reunion. Whatever your why is, you're now thinking about that, and that little devil can't stand it, so he disappears real quick. I know I got on a soapbox about your why, but I'm going to tell you that is one of the most important things you can do for yourself when thinking about growing your business, is before you put the first strategy in action, before you start putting your goals on paper, before you start thinking about how you're going to get there growing your business-wise, know what your why is, because your why can get you through those tough times. Your why is what will get you over that hump when you need that kick, that extra little kick in the pants to get motivated. That's, I hear it all the time, I need accountability, I need accountability. I'm going to tell you this, if you become focused, if you truly break down and figure out what your true why is, why do you want to make more money? Why do you want to grow your business? Why do you want to do more than you're currently doing? If you know what that why is and you put that in a place where it's going to trigger that thought, numbers don't mean anything anymore. Implementation becomes absolutely easy, because what happens is your why is now your accountability partner. Your why holds you accountable, because your why is typically something that is much more important to you than anything else in the world. That's why it's your why, because it is your lifeblood. It's what you live for. It's what you breathe for. And when you can focus on that, you don't need an accountability partner anymore, because your why is giving you every bit of accountability that you could ever need. And a lot of times you're happy to get started doing it because you know you're getting closer to achieving your why. It's a fantastic feeling to get. So definitely make sure you're looking at finding and getting your why. And I know that stemmed up from getting face-to-face appointments and how we target the right people and what we're saying with the Realtor Needs Assessment during those appointments to differentiate ourselves and make ourselves appear to be different, to stand out. And what you're doing is you're giving a perception. Because, and I learned this long ago, this is something I learned in my very first sales job in the car business, you are when you're selling something, whether it be a partnership or anything else, you're creating a perception that you're able to achieve what they want out of the entire thing. And whether that's with referral partners, you're achieving a goal of helping them grow their business, you're achieving helping them to communicate better because their last lender didn't communicate at all, you're achieving getting them to the closing table faster, you're achieving helping them tap into their past customer database. You're creating the perception that you can help them achieve that. And the world that we live in, perception is reality, and that's really all you have to do is create that perception, because it then becomes reality to that other person. And now you've got a partner. Now you've developed something that lets them see you in a different light. They no longer, you know, I've said this before, people put people into stereotypes. When I say, so everybody on the call with me right now today, I want you to close your eyes real quick. Just close your eyes real quick just for 2 seconds. And I'm going to throw out a couple of professions, and I want to know what image pops in your mind when I say this. So the first profession is lawn care specialist. Lawn care specialist. What do you see in your mind's eye when you close your eyes and you think of a lawn care specialist? What do you see there? Is it a guy in shorts and a ball cap with a t-shirt on? Is it a guy in nice slacks with a button-up shirt and a tie? Is it a guy in flip-flops? Is it a guy with khakis and a polo-type shirt with running shoes on? I mean, what do you see? For me, when I close my eyes and I think of lawn care guy, I think of a guy in a pair of blue Dickies with a long sleeve button-up shirt and a wide-brimmed hat covering him from the sun. And it's dirty, and I know that there's sweat there, and that's the perception I get. Now, I get it. Here's the thing. I just described several different people that nobody mows lawns, shows up at lawn mowing with a tie on, but I've seen people show up with khakis and a polo. I've seen people show up in flip-flops and a tank top. I've seen all of the above. But I think of that profession, and they're all in the same pool. They all are the same to me. A lawn care guy is a lawn care guy. There's nothing different about any of them, right? Nothing different about any of the lawn care guys. Same thing with an appraiser, a home appraiser, home inspector. All those guys are the same, right? They all do the same job. They all do the same exact thing. They go to the house. They look around. They go in the attic. They make sure the nails are this. They make sure they check one or two of the electrical outlets. They're going to check the circuit breaker box. They're going to probably look under my sinks and make sure my plumbing is good. They're probably going to walk the exterior of my home, make sure I don't have any foundation crack. They all are going to do the same thing. They all do the same job the same way, right? Every home inspector is exactly the same. Every lawn care guy is exactly the same. Every pool cleaner is exactly the same. Every real estate agent is exactly the same. Every mortgage lender is exactly the same, right? That's the perception that's out there, guys, and that's just based on natural human stereotyping. We think of real estate agents and we see this big giant swimming pool with every real estate agent in the pool, and their heads are all the same. They're all bobbing up and down, but their heads are all the same level in the pool, right? Until one of them does something different that makes their head stick up out of the pool. Real estate agents see lenders in the exact same way. They see us as all doing the same thing. We all get people, we all do, you know, a credit check, then we go through some process and get some information from everybody, then we get them approved for a loan, then we go through the process of getting the clear to close stuff together. We all do the same thing the same way, right? Every one of us, all lenders in the whole United States and in Canada too, we all do it the same way, right? No. No, not at all right. We are different, but the perception of the real estate agent is that we're the same. And so just like seeing the real estate agents in the pool, they all look the same until somebody puts their heads up. Real estate agents see lenders the same way. We're all in the same pool. We all look exactly the same. We all have the same clothes on. We all look exactly alike until one of us does something that makes us stand out, until one of us changes the gray suit to the pink tie. Then we start to break that perception. Now we're creating a different perception, a different reality for those realtors. Sorry about the soapbox thing again. What date of class did you give us the script of activities going on that weekend? Are there more file scripts? Most of the scripts, James, are going to be on the member site in the members area. Under Chad's corner. And then what Chris does is when we get a new script, he puts it into the scripts for real situations. And then we're in the process of creating a portal inside there for you to request a script. But anything that comes from this daily mastermind class, James, I try to make sure I put it on the Facebook. What date of class did you give us the script of activities going on? I'm not sure what you mean, script of activities going on that weekend. Oh. You talking about for the little video, for the short little video? I think what you're talking about is we were talking about doing videos, and one of the video ideas that we talked about was just do a little video where you say, hey, here's what's going on this weekend. I'm pretty sure that's what you're referring to. Correct me if I'm wrong, James. Yep. Okay. We're on the same page then. Yep. So that was going to be a daily mastermind archive class, and when we come into the archive, I believe, bear with me one second while it loads up here. I believe that was in the video marketing basics. Video marketing basics. And if I am not mistaken, I don't know if that was, let's see, is that part of the PowerPoint? Yep, there's the script for it. It's part of the PowerPoint, James, on the video marketing basics class. That script I came up with was part of the it was part of the PowerPoint. It's not a script on its own, but it's part of the PowerPoint. So if you go into the video marketing basics class again to navigate to it, members area. Daily Mastermind archive from the members area, and then when you're in there, closer to the top, you're going to see it's like the fifth one down, Video Marketing Basics. So you'll go in there, and then if you want to watch the class again, by all means, go right ahead. You'll get the good insight. You know, I always think it's a benefit to watch those classes again, just because you can catch you know. It's hard to catch every single word and all the good stuff in one watching. You may have to, you know, I always like to watch them again. But the PowerPoint is right underneath the video marketing basics, and that's going to give you this this script. And so those of you that weren't here for it, so we did this class called Video Marketing Basics, where we talked about just the really basics of getting started with video marketing. Some of my new folks, Terry, have you ever done any video marketing yourself? Have you ever recorded any videos to send out to past clients, current clients, referral partners, just in general. Have you ever done anything like that? A couple of you say no, not yet, no. Okay, cool. It is I will tell you, and just to give you my condensed elevator or my condensed soapbox speech, because I could go on and on for the power of what video marketing does, but video is a way to, here's the thing, you've heard me say this before, and some of you new folks have not. I'm a firm believer that people buy based on how you make them feel, not based on anything you say. I firmly believe that people don't buy based on words, or don't buy for the most part, and new statistics that have come out according to the National Association of Mortgage Lenders supports this. People don't buy based on rate. I think the National Association of Mortgage Lenders statistics showed that it was like 8% of transactions were done solely based on the mortgage rate. Most of them were referral from a friend or business partner, a referral from, and I can't remember exactly how they broke down the different categories, but in essence what they were saying is that most transactions, like 70% of mortgage transactions, are based on a referral from a real estate agent to a lender. And it's like only 8% are people purchasing based on rate. It's a really low number. So it reaffirms to me the fact that people buy based on a feeling, not based on what you said or anything like that. It's a feeling, 100%. What video allows you to do in a nutshell is it allows you to, on people that already know you, it allows you to reiterate that feeling that they got when they met you or when they bought from you. So for your past client database, putting a video in front of them is a reminder of how you made them feel, which is never a bad thing. If you can remind somebody how they felt about you and that feeling made them purchase from you, well, then they are more likely to refer you. I firmly believe that. For people who don't know you yet, it gives them a chance to get to know, trust, and like you before they've done business with you. It gets a chance for you to create a feeling or a perception that you are, somebody different, that you're upper echelon, that you're above the rest of the crowd. When they think of lenders, they see them in a pool. Video gives you that instant opportunity to stick your head up in that pool and differentiate yourself as anybody else. Here's the cool thing about video, though. You don't have to have expensive cameras. You don't have to have a bunch of editing software. You don't need green screen this and that and producing this and rendering. No, you don't need any of that, and I'm just going to say it, any of that crap to get started on video. Those things are cool, don't get me wrong. I think green screening is one of the cool things that you can do with your videos, and you can add some pizzazz and subliminal messages and really stand out. I love adding some video clips in and sandwiching in funny stuff, or kind of editing in funny stuff in between what I'm saying, and make sure that they see my voice and then the house. I love cool stuff like that. That's all stuff that you can do as you get better and better and more proficient at video. You can get started with video. Most people, I'm gonna say 100% of the people on this call right now have a smartphone. Watch, one person's gonna type in that they got a BlackBerry still. Is there anybody on the call right now that does not have a smartphone? That is a quiet crowd right there, so I'm assuming that means no. I'm assuming that means everybody has a smartphone. So it doesn't matter, Android or iPhone. I will tell you, I'm a Droid guy all day long. For those of you on the call that know me well, you guys know that I like to pick on my iPhone users a little bit. But whether you have an iPhone or an Android phone, you can get started in video marketing right now today. If you have a laptop computer that is newer than the last 3 years, it has a built-in webcam. You can get started on video marketing right now today. It doesn't have to be hard. And here's the thing, coming up with content of what to say in your video, just think about what's going on around your neighborhood today. You know, for a past client one, this is a script we came up with. Hey, this is Paul Baxter with Leader One Financial checking in with you. It's another great week here in Tampa Bay area, and there is a lot going on. Pier 60 on Clearwater Beach has some cool kids rides and activities going on Saturday and Sunday, the 28th and 29th, if you want to get some beaching in. Friday the 27th is Bring Your Dog to the Park Day over at the Clearwater Threshers. If you haven't done this yet, you should. It's a ton of fun for the whole family, including little Fido there. Hey, listen, home prices are great right now. If you're thinking about buying or know someone who is, make sure to call me right away before prices go up. I always appreciate your referrals. For any questions you have, I'm Paul Baxter, your Mortgage Answers guy. I mean, that's about I probably delivery-wise, probably about a 45-second to 50-second video. The important part of that entire message that I just read is that last part. Hey, don't forget, guys, home prices are great right now. If you're thinking of buying or know someone who is, make sure to call me right away before prices. I mean, that's a little call to action. The main thing, I'm not looking to get anybody to pick up the phone and call me and say, hey, you had said in your video that home prices are going up, man. I want to buy right now. I don't think that's going to happen. I have no intent no, the reality is it's not going to happen. But it's a reminder. It's my way of being able to remind the viewer that I'm a mortgage lender first and foremost, and I am here to help. That message itself is not going to generate a phone call, but if, let's say I did a video every single week for the next 6 months, 4 months, 3 months, every single week I'm putting a video in front of them. Maybe I get in the habit of always talking about community events. I could even do that. That's okay. For me, that'd get a little bit boring, and I'm not a big fan of boring. It's got to be fun for me to be able to be motivated to do it. So I wouldn't do the community event thing every single week for the next 3 months, but I would come up with something new. Hey, it's Paul Baxter over at Leader One Financial checking in with you. Hey, guys, have you ever wondered how to get that not so pleasant smell out of your trash can, the trash dump that you leave outside? Boy, every week I go to put something new in there, and man, it just gets worse and worse and worse. Well, a friend of mine showed me this really cool trick. You take a lemon and you cut it in half, and you throw the cut in half lemon down in the bottom of the trash bin before you start throwing stuff in it. For whatever reason, the citric acid inside the lemon smell itself, I don't really know. All I know is that my trash doesn't smell like it's dying any longer. Try this out for yourself. If that ever bothers you, the trash is sitting on your side of your house and you can smell them inside, throw a lemon in there, cut in half. See if that works out for you. Hey, by the way, home prices are really great right now. If you're thinking of buying or know someone who is, make sure to give me a call right away. And so you can do anything with a little, I mean, it's just a little short, not insignificant, it's a little short message that has, it's not anything to do with mortgage most of the time. It's to do with just being a cool dude, being a community leader, being somebody, and keeping my face in front of them, reminding them how I made them feel when they chose to do business with me the first time, and hopefully giving them that feeling again to where something triggered. Oh, you know what? Susie is looking for a home. I ought to have Susie give him a call. He would be able to help out Susie. See, he was so cool to me. Susie would love him. I'm going to have Susie give him a call. Make sense? Video marketing, though, for those that said no, they haven't done it yet, I will tell you it does not have to be difficult. It does not have to be difficult. It's very easy. You can use your iPhone and Android phones these days. They come preloaded with the YouTube app already in them. You can't even uninstall it most of the time. I know on the last 3 phones I've purchased, I couldn't uninstall Facebook first and foremost, but I could not uninstall YouTube. It's preloaded into the phone. And so what you do is you record your little video, you click on it to watch it, and you get your share options to pop up, and simply share it right to your YouTube video right from your phone. You're done. That's it. You want to edit some stuff? Cool. Now you have to, unfortunately, with the phone app on YouTube, it doesn't have it available, but if you get on your PC and you log into YouTube, there is an editor built right in to YouTube, and you can edit your video right then and there on YouTube. Click the save button, and your saved version or your edited version of your video is now available and ready to go. If you feel like you absolutely have to do some editing. Honestly, here's the thing. The more personable the video is, meaning let them see you stutter on your words once or twice. Let them see you ad-lib. Let them see you just talk naturally. Because following a script, a lot of times it sounds like you're following a script. Now, I'm doing it over and over again, so I tend to not sound as though it's scripted. But even at that, doing it over and over, there are times when I'll present that and it sounds scripted. You don't want to sound scripted. You want to sound as if you're just having a conversation with the person who's viewing it. That's all important, really important stuff. But it's not hard at all to do video. And I will tell you the number one objection I get when I talk to clients and loan officers who with my coaching, the one-on-one coaching clients, the number one objection I get, oh man, I don't feel comfortable doing video. And so obviously that leads me to my obvious question, why not? Well, I just don't like the way I look. I'm a few pounds overweight. I'm a couple pounds underweight. My hair is just, it's disheveled. I don't like how I'm looking. Really? Okay. So let me ask you this. For those of you that are thinking in that direction, that you don't like the way you look on video. So I pick up the phone. Your phone rings. Ring, ring, ring. Hey, Peggy. And I'm just calling out somebody on the call. Peggy, actually, just so everybody knows, Peggy does video quite frequently. She does video every single week. Very consistent with her video. Does video. Not Peggy's, not the issue that Peggy has at any way, shape, or form in terms of getting video done. I just pulling out a name here. Hey, Peggy, it's Paul. My name's Paul Baxter. I was referred to you by Freddie Agent. Freddie said that you were the go-to person for helping me move into this new home and getting the financial part organized. Listen, I would love to talk to you about it and find out if that's something you're able to help me do, but I'm only going to be able to do it. Could you meet me at the Starbucks up on Alt 19 at 3 o'clock today, and we'll sit down and I'll show you all my ins and outs of my financial information and kind of let me know where I should go. Is that fair to you? Can you meet me at 3 o'clock at the Starbucks on Alt 19 today? What would your answer to that question be? What would your answer to that question be? Of course. Be glad to meet you at the Starbucks. As my good friend Jeff just said, hell yes, I'm there. Of course you would. You would never shy away from a face-to-face appointment if you knew that it was going to produce business for you, correct? Even if you didn't know it was going to produce business for you right now today, but maybe sometime down the line, you would never shy away from meeting a client that called you up to do business, that called you up and said they wanted to do a mortgage. You'd never shy away from that opportunity, correct? Looks like we're all in agreement. Pretty much everybody on the call put yes, hell yes, 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 yes. Pretty much everybody saying yes on that. I agree. What is the difference of putting a video in front of them? What is the difference? Please help me understand, because the reality is there isn't one. When you boil it all down, there is no ifs, ands, or buts. There's no wiggle way. There's no way around it. There's no wiggle room. There's no but sometimes and on a good day. No, none of that. The long and short of it is we look like what we look like. That's it. We look like what we look like. Can anybody remember the guy's name that was in the movie Fargo? He's been in a billion movies. Fargo is I'm not a big movie buff and I can't remember his name. Let me see if I can find this. There he is right there. So does anybody, Steve Buscemi, does anybody know who Steve Buscemi is? I mean, that is anything but a handsome devil. Love him to death, one of my favorite actors of all time, but he is anything but handsome. I don't care who you are. He does not look like Paul Baxter. Good stuff. But that's my case in point. Look, I mean, the guy brims with confidence. He's one of the best actors in all of Hollywood. I mean, the man can flat out act. If he was camera shy based on the way he looked, he would never have had the career he's had. He'd have never been able to do the things in his life that he's been able to do. And it's all because it's a confidence thing. I mean, look at this. You cannot tell me that that's a good-looking dude. But he's confident, and he gets in front of the camera. That's the thing. We look like what we look like. And I'm not saying anybody on this call is whatever that dude's name is, Steve Buscemi. Yeah, look at his teeth. You notice in all of his pictures he does not smile with his where he shows teeth in his smiles. But the point is we look like what we look like, and there's no way around that, and we shouldn't look for ways around that, quite honestly. Be confident in who you are. If you're confident enough to meet somebody face-to-face and in person, then you are definitely confident enough to put together a video and get that out there to those people. Because, again, it's not – nobody's looking for the next Brad Pitt on mortgage lender videos. Nobody's looking for Jennifer Aniston in mortgage lender videos. That's not who we are. But we can certainly have our personalities, and people like us every bit. I mean, every person on this call, we've got friends. You all have friends. You all have associates. You all have people that like you, even though you look like what you look like. I got people that like me even though I look like what I look like, and that's saying something right there. So it's the confidence to get in front of the camera. It's more, to me, it's more about the delivery. Don't worry about what you look like. Worry more about your delivery and how you present that. Yeah, one of the I ended up getting a girl to marry me even. That tells you how powerful personality can be. That tells you how powerful a personality can be. I even got a girl to marry me. Guys, girls, I have run out of conversation topics, and it looks like I've exhausted the follow-up questions that have come in. Anything else? Is there anything that you guys would like to cover real quick? I mean, we can. I'd be glad to, but if not, let's go ahead and call her a day. Yeah, I got her drunk first. She's looking at me laughing, saying, that's true, that's true.
I was drunk when I met her.
And Jeff says, what is the meaning of life? Jeff, the meaning of life is to focus on your why and do everything that you can to accomplish that why. To focus on your why and do any and everything that you can in life to accomplish that. That's what the meaning of life is. For me, the meaning of life is focusing on making sure that my son has every advantage moving forward in life and making sure that my wife is absolutely happy in hers. I love your why, brother. She is absolutely adorable. How old is she now? 8. So our good friend Jeff, and for those of you who know him, Jeff is, for those that don't know him, I should say, Jeff is a retired helicopter pilot, served in, I believe it was Vietnam. Correct me if I'm wrong, the Vietnam conflict. Yep. How old are you now, Jeff? I know you're in your 60s. Okay. So in his 60s, mid-60s, and his why is an 8-year-old little girl. Probably the single most powerful motivating factor in all of his life. Probably more motivating factor than things he thought about when flying a helicopter in Vietnam to stay alive. That 8-year-old little girl motivates him beyond recognition. That's what a why is, guys, and I highly encourage each and every one of you to figure out what your why is and focus on it and make it prevalent in your life, make it prevalent in what you do, so that each and everything that you do is motivated by that, and the things that you want to do that it's hard to get it done and hard to get started on it, you've got a why to be able to focus on and get motivated again. That's all I got for today, boys and girls. I appreciate each and every one of you taking the time to hang out with me. I am looking for class topics for this week, so if anybody has some class topics or things that you want to cover, or something that you want me to research and learn about, Peggy, I am working on a pipe drive situation, so stay tuned for that. Just it's not done yet, so, or in the feelers have put out, there's no confirmation on it yet. So I'm still working on that piece, but I am always in tune to listen to what you guys have as far as what you need to learn about topic-wise. So feel free to email me, pick up the phone, call me, whatever you need to do, post it on the private group on Facebook. But I am always looking for topics, so let me know if you have one. And that is it for today, boys and girls. Hope you had a good time. Hope you learned a little bit of something. Hope you enjoyed yourselves, and I look forward to seeing you right back here, same time, same place on Wednesday. Have a great day, everybody. We'll see you on the flip side.